So there's a trend, right, that is going around that is kind of starting to bug me. And to be quite honest, it's really starting to irritate the shit out of me. And that's the silly topic of people claiming to have these fake near-death experiences. They're falsely claiming all these, you know, seeing heaven and hell. And the reason it bugs me is because one of the things I strongly dislike is when people make up shit or they fake an experience in order to be able to get some type of monetary compensation or even you know, get a little bit of fame out of it. Like if you're chasing gold, dude, do what you do, right? But don't fake an experience in order to be able to, fool people because not only are you wasting people's time, but you're taking advantage of people who are, buying your books or going to your seminars or watching you on TV, and I mean, because who wouldn't want to read about something like this, right? Or, hear about somebody's experience if it's true. And the reason I know it to, the reason I kind of the reason it hits home is because one of the things I've experienced in my life is near death experience, and for some reason I've always been a little bit more closer to the spiritual side. Seeing things as a kid, like some people, and getting to a point where I've seen things that I don't think people should ever see. Certain doors should be closed, but faking an experience is another way to be able to bring the dark side, dark energy out because when you make up shit like that or you fake an experience or you fake an exorcism, I mean, trust me, you're letting in demonic shit that should not even be on this earth. And um it's just one of those things there's some things you should never play with, and a lot of people are kind of putting themselves and other people in harm at at spiritual harm because I mean it's not something that people should be playing with. But it downplays a lot of people's experiences as well who had truly gone through these horrific experiences, and who are, we can tell which ones are bullshit, to be honest with you. I mean, we can tell. And it got to a point where I was watching so many videos and so many people talking about shit that was just full of bullshit. Some of these are real, some of them I can tell you which ones are real, but a lot of these that are fake, man, I'm like, like what the fuck, why would you get on TV, or why would you want to post shit, just to get famous or some shit? If you haven't gone through it, don't fucking claim you have. That's bullshit. But I'm gonna mention one. This is just one example of many, right? But there was this I finally kind of told myself, you know what, I'm gonna call this shit out already. Was when I heard this one guy talking to he was on TV. I won't mention his name, but maybe some people figure it out. But he was basically saying, everything that he was seeing, on the other side, and where he actually came before, the devil as well. And being somebody that has gone through a near death experience and someone who has seen real shit, real demonic shit, and someone who has actually seen the devil, I can tell you that, he was full of shit. He started talking about how, what he looked like and his depiction, and basically saying, that he started looking that his attributes are not what is depicted in the movies. It's not what how he's in the Bible. That he's nothing but pure light. That he's beautiful. That it's his inner self that's dark. And I know everyone has their own experience, but I mean, what I saw, trust me, was nothing like that. And I laughed. I was like, bullshit, bullshit. And I knew it was bullshit because afterwards he was trying to become a millionaire, sending all his books and stuff. And it's real easy for people to kind of like make up shit that's not real because I mean, who can validate it, right? Well, I mean, people who have truly gone through those experiences can validate, what is real and what isn't. And we know, you know, those of us who really experience these kind of things know that we don't really like to, express. We don't like to tell other people about it. We kind of like to keep it to ourselves, right? Because we don't want to sound crazy. We don't want to people to misjudge us, but sometimes we just say, fuck it, and we're gonna just talk about what we saw. And you know, there are people out there that are real, and I'll mention two of them. Like many out there who have true experiences that I know of. I can tell you two of them that I can vouch for as well, and that's One of them is Bill Wise, and I'll probably talk about later how I know, his experience was real because it actually, the things he saw were basically what I saw. And this was, I had seen things, and then this years later, I heard about his experience, and when I read his book, it was the same thing, and the other was Mary Baxter. Now, Mary Baxter was real interesting because at first I was a little bit skeptical, but then I started, when she started talking about, how certain demons that she saw, that some of them were like reptilian, figures. Some of them had insect-like attributes, and it wasn't until she actually said when she came before the devil what she saw or how he looked that really got to it. She started talking about how he looked like just like in that movie Legend. And when she said that, I was like, same thing that I thought too. Um, and what even made things more like shocking was what she said afterwards. She said that whoever directed the movie they had to either been in the cult or they had to have had experience, a actual, they they have had to either been in the cult or somebody who they knew had to have some type of encounter, or they might. I mean, it's just like it was 100% spot on of how he looks and what I saw, and so everything that Mary Baxter was seeing, was the same thing I was seeing. People getting ripped apart, and um, the beauty of heaven. It just so many things were just the same things, and I say all this because all these people who are making this fake shit are just they're bringing a lot of harm to themselves and other people. They're opening doors that should not be open. There's some shit that humans have no business seeing, and you know like all these, and I'll just say this, when I turned on the TV the other day and I saw these, uh, televangelists from, like, I think it was like Africa or Nigeria or something like that. They were actually, uh, I'm gonna say for what it is. They were pretending to cast out demons of other people. They were pretending to do exorcisms or whatever, whatnot, right? But I knew it was bullshit because I myself have seen demonic possession. I have seen exorcism, and trust me, when you see that shit, it it it, it haunts you, right? But you also know what what's real and what's not real. And I can tell you that shit was bullshit. And it surprises me because there are so many people that fed into it. There were like 1,000 people there, and they were all cheering. And I don't know if it was just a show or what it was, right? But it was bullshit. And I have seen one exorcism over here in this, or like on TV, that was real, but that was here in the States, and it was concerning a lady who was always who started getting angry in the church. Um, if any of you ever have any questions about these things, just let me know, and I'll probably find the videos. But um, you know, it just amazes me how many people are coming out there, and they're speaking shit that's not real, and they're saying shit, and I have this thing about me, right, where it doesn't happen every night, but if I ask a question and I want an answer to something for some reason spiritually, it comes to me in my dream. Uh, Maybe not that night, but eventually. So when I had seen all these people, talking about their experiences, or going to hell, and seeing what the other side looks like, I actually said, hey, why is it that so many people are claiming shit that's not real? What do they have to gain from it besides fame and money? I guess I don't know. And I had a dream of a spirit telling me, um, or it was, I'm not sure if it was an angel or what, right? But it was because it was bright, right? And it's like I couldn't really see. I could just see brightness, but it told me in the dream that a lot of these people, when they come before God, that God's going to tell them why did they do this, and a lot of them are going to say, well, I know it was wrong, I know it was a lie, but I was doing it so that other people can come closer to you. So I did it out of good faith. I did it out of, even though it was a lie, it was for good reason. Well, I'm here to tell you right now that's not going to fly. Don't make up shit if it's not real, because you're invoking shit into your life and into other people's lives who are buying into that shit. And you're causing a lot of fucking, you have no idea what you're playing with. You're saying shit's happening to you that's not real, which is causing, for some reason, demonic shit to start, energies to start entering your life. So if you done that shit, you need to fucking erase. You need to do some shit to backtrack and make that shit right, because I'm telling you right now, there's some shit that you should just never play with. The Ouija board is one of them. But being able, casting, speaking lies and coming up with things that are not real, you're gonna cause a lot of damage. Trust me. And there's some times where you open doors that you just won't be able to close. There's some things that some people think that they can, if you think to yourself, oh, well, I can handle it, this and that, God's with me. You're opening demonic shit that you yourself cannot handle. And who knows how long it's going to be before they, even if they go away. So, you know, that's how genetic, curse, or what do they call that? Generation curses are made. That's one of the way, because you're allowing things to enter your life. Um, so it's just something I wanted to bring up. All right, well, peace.